Hey guys, Mike Chen here in London. I love the buffets around London, and today going to a pretty fun one, an all-you-can-eat Indian buffet. So this is definitely the most luxurious Indian buffet I've ever been to. This restaurant is an a la carte restaurant. They have a buffet on weekends, and their sister restaurant, helmed by the same chef, I think it's called Michelin. It's a Michelin Indian restaurant. Basically, I'm expecting good things. And before checking out the food, just want to give a big thank you and shout out to the sponsor of this video, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN is something I've been using and talking about for several years now. It's something that's always running on my phone, my laptop, and it's so fast, I don't even notice it's there. And if you're not utilizing some form of VPN service right now, I highly, highly recommend that you do. Because nowadays, so much of our personal information is online, and there's a lot of people trying to get access to it, from data aggregators trying to get your information to sell to marketing companies, or people trying to hack into your emails. There's just a lot of stuff to be aware of. And what a VPN is a virtual private network. And so what Surfshark VPN does, it encrypts and secures your personal information before it goes over the internet. So people who you don't want having access to your personal info, they're not gonna have access to it. And again, that's why I keep it running on my phone, my laptop at all times. Also on the entertainment side, if you wanna check out what the Netflix catalog looks like in other countries, check out their TV shows and movies. You can use Surfshark VPN to change your location to another country. They can get access to that country's Netflix catalog, or vice versa. If you're traveling abroad and you don't want to miss your favorite TV shows or movies from US streaming services, or sometimes just to access major US websites. A lot of these don't even function when you're trying to access it from abroad. You can use Surfshark VPN to search your location back to the US, and you can surf the web like you never left. Surfshark also has something called Surfshark Alert, so when someone's trying to gain access to something like your email, you will get notified right away. And you can get all this for less than a cup of coffee a day. So if you want to give it a try, go to my link down below, use my promo code DUMPLING. You'll get 83% off your order plus 3 additional months for free, and try it out for 30 days. Don't like it for any reason, get your money back. All right, let's check out this buffet. It's not an overly large buffet, but all the dishes look delicious. Everything's presented very elegantly. The setting is beautiful. A lot of natural sunlight. Round one got some vegetables, katameta banggang, which is an eggplant, fresh naan. Got some black pepper olive salad. Salad's good. Wow, this veggie is delicious. I think this is stir-fried ivy gourd. This thing is amazing. So nicely flavored and just a humongous amount of spice. Also, got some dahi vada. I haven't had this since the last time I was in India. It's basically lentil fritters soaked in yogurt sauce. That's definitely something you don't see a lot in Indian buffets in the US. Of course, got some pulao, which is the spiced rice. And this is the eggplant. I love this. The rice is delicious, super fragrant. The eggplant is very, very fresh. It's got that nice sweet and sour flavor. From the tamarind, chase the rice with some of the fritters and curry. So that one is the fritters, soaked in yogurt curry. Very tangy and nice. And the rest stuff is the rajma curry, which is a curry cooked with kidney beans inside. Beans are nice and creamy. Again, they definitely did not hold back on the heat. This first plate, a lot of veg. And a lot of spice. This round got some chicken korma, herb-crusted fish, some creamy spinach, I think, more of that deliciously spicy veg, and lamb keema, which is spiced ground meat, usually with some peas or potatoes. Oh, that lamb is so good. This thing is just like the ultimate combination of meat and masala. You can taste all the different spices in here. A little bit of peas as well. A little tangy, definitely spicy. Chicken korma. Oh, that chicken korma is awesome. The chicken is really, really tender. Curry is nice and creamy. At the same time, outrageously fragrant. And then just mix it all up together. Chase it with some naan. Oh, that's so satisfying. Especially when the naan is hot and fresh. So they have a whole street food section, and this is their masala rice cheese ball. That's really good. Crispy outside, nice and cheesy, and as I chew, it tastes more and more of the spices. Oh, the rice is really fragrant too. Pura squid. The flavor is really good. I wish I got to this thing fresh out of the fryer. Kind of cold and soggy now. Squid is nice and tender. Just wish it was crispy. So give me a little penny puri with the puri water on the side so it doesn't get soggy. Add that in. Oh, that flavor is intense. You can feel the spice all the way from the tip of your tongue to the back of your throat. Might be something good to dip the cheese balls in. That's not bad. This thing, it's a sev puri. Boiled potato. The yellow stuff is fried noodles, I think. Crunchy, creamy, a little yogurty. This is the Lasuni Burg Tikka. Roasted, very garlicky chicken. This is incredible. I could have plates of this. It's just remarkably smoky and tender. Again, I wish I got this right from the oven, but there is no denying how delicious this is. Honestly, every single piece of chicken or every single piece of meat I got on this buffet, everything was the absolute most tender and juicy. And this here, little puffed rice, pomegranate, this is Jiao Murray. And it just has all sorts of different textures and flavor, from the crunchy, puffy rice, the popping pomegranate. Round 4, some more of the chicken korma. And just got a basket of fresh naan too. I feel like the Indian buffets here in the UK are way more authentic, and the dish flavors are very distinct. This is Alanir Payasam. It's like a smooth, creamy, coconutty dessert. Very milky, creamy, coconutty. This will definitely help with the spice in your stomach. If you ate some of the more spicy stuff, the ice cream here is magnificent. And the ice cream, or I'm sorry, toffee here is excellent. Giant pieces of fig. Mango one tastes fresh and fruity. This is a carrot halwa, I think. It's a carrot-based dessert. Oh, this is very nice. Nice soft carrots, good flavor, very sweet. This is a really interesting buffet. I feel like the items on the buffet here are radically different than what you'll find in the US. I mean, obviously some dishes are similar, but a lot of stuff like the lamb or the carrot halwa, the eggplant, just to name a few, very different than what I see in the US. Like I said, flavors are very distinct. I feel like it's a really authentic restaurant. What's a delicious experience? I had to take a long nap after the Indian buffet. Indian food is delicious. It's also very filling. The last time I was in London, I tried one fish and chips place, and that was awesome. So I figured today, I'll go eat as much fish and chips as I can to figure out which one's the best, at least for me. And I'm starting at the most famous one, at least for tourists, Poppie's. You show up, and to eat inside, you wait in line first. They hand you a menu, and as soon as you walk inside, you smell that glorious fried fish. There's actually a lot of items on the menu. Jellied eel, seafood platter, scampi, bread and butter, gravy, pickled onions, there's pudding. For fish, there's haddock or cod or halibut. And inside is a 40s, 50s vibe with jukeboxes and nostalgia and memorabilia from that era. All the uniforms are reminiscent of that time period. And one thing I noticed on the menu is that they serve halibut, which is something I don't think is super common in fish and chips places. So let's give that a try. here it is. First plate of fish and chips. I got the halibut, and they told me the size of the halibut is not large, but it is very thick. Outside of the fish feel very, very crispy. Chips nice and fat. Poppie's homemade tartar sauce. And how I'm seeing everybody eat this is as soon as you get your plate of fish and chips, people usually just douse it with salt and vinegar. Very crispy. Chip nice and fluffy on the inside. I think that's delicious. No salt though, so add your own salt. And if you want, cover it with malt vinegar. And yeah, I want. But first, I'm just gonna break open this fish. Try this without the tartar sauce. I don't think I've ever had fried halibut before. If you told me this was chicken, I believe you. It tastes just like a chicken breast. Meat is extremely flaky with a mild sweet flavor. Best part, biting into that golden crispy batter that just gives you the most satisfying crunch. Yeah, that is such an epic crunch. Like I said, the fish is flaky, it's mild, fresh, ever so slightly sweet. And the batter's savory richness is balanced by the clean taste of the fish, really creating a harmonious blend of flavors. And then you pair that with the chip, with that beautiful, robust, fluffy interior. My only complaint, and it's gonna be a pretty big complaint about this, and I don't know if that's because I got the halibut, the crunch is magnificent, the fish flavor is fantastic, but it's dry. It tastes like a dry chicken breast on the inside. I do really like this tartar sauce. Very, very creamy. Very creamy with that slight bit of tang. Just douse my chips with the malt vinegar. Give the fish a splash of lemon juice, little tartar sauce. By adding malt vinegar to the fish, it does make it a lot juicier. Maybe the cod or the haddock would have been a lot more juicy, but they were out of the cod when they recommended the halibut to me. And this being not as common of a fish you see at a chippy, I wanted to try it. Again, the outside crunch and the chips, just beautiful. Inside, although the flavor of the fish is good, texture, like a dry chicken breast. Overall, I give this maybe a 6-ish out of 10. I do like the fact that even though this is deep fried, not greasy whatsoever. Love the outside batter, perfectly done. Inside, wish it was more juicy. Fish and chip spot number 2, Audley's traditional fish and chips. This looks incredible. Giant piece of cod spilling over this humongous plate on a bed of chips. The outside skin of this fish is crispy and light, very thin layer of skin. Inside, juicy, flaky piece of cod. Oh my gosh. Just such a delicate piece of fish. The outside batter gives a very gentle crunch. Dunk it in some tartar sauce. The tartar sauce is creamy and delicious. This is a really good piece of fish. Very nice and delicate crunch on the outside. Some parts of it obviously gonna have a bigger crunch than others. The fish though, oh, just look at it glisten and shimmer with all that delightful, mildly sweet meat. It's flaky, it's tender, again encased in a light golden batter with a satisfying crunch in every single bite. The fish is so moist and light, and it just melts delicately in your mouth. The chips nice and thick, crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, with a hint of earthy potato goodness. Add a splash of lemon. Go ahead and add the malt vinegar all over the fish and chips. Salt goes on. Oh yeah, even better now. It's nice and thick cut of fish as well. Each bite is just so comforting. Also, this giant plate of fish and chips, 15 pounds. This is a very satisfying and delicious plate of fish and chips. Next chippy I am at, so excited about. This place I think is one of the only chippy, if not the only chippy, that's a Michelin chippy. And I am of course at the Mayfair Chippy. This is definitely the fanciest chippy I've been to so far. The classic Mayfair meal comes with fish, chips, 3 different dipping sauces, and I think some mushy peas. I don't think I've had mushy peas before. Just got my fish and chips and this looks amazing. Beautiful golden what looks like a perfectly fried piece of fish. Fat chips on the bottom, wedge of lemon, little bit of herbs, dipping sauce, there's mushy peas, there's gravy, there's tartar sauce. And you can see flaky salt on the outside of the fish. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so crispy.
You guys ready to hit it?
Wow, look at that beautiful golden crust on the outside of white, flaky, glistening cod. Holy moly, this thing is just fried so beautifully. That is so freaking good. Give it a little lemon juice. Take some of the tartar sauce, add it to the fish. This is the best tartar sauce I had so far at any chippy. Chunks of crispy onions, whole entire capers, really provides a nice bit of tang in the tartar sauce. Goes beautifully with the fish. It's a beautiful crunch. Fish is super succulent, tender, mildly sweet. Perfect with a little bit of that tartar sauce. Chips, light and crispy on the outside. Dunk it into the gravy. Fluffy, soft on the inside. This gravy actually, I think it's curry. This curry has a bit of heat, tons of flavor. Perfect with the chips. Dip my chips in some of the mushy peas. The mushy peas taste like mashed up peas. Dunk some of my fish inside the curry. Whatever you dunk in there, it's gonna be delicious. Best dipping sauce of any chippy, especially the tartar sauce. Absolutely amazing. I think for the curry, it's gonna add a little bit of something. I would like a little more heat, and I haven't tried this yet today. I always carry a bottle of hot oil with me. Chips and hot oil. That's actually really, really good. Chips are nice and fat, so they're able to soak up a lot of the hot oil. By the way, quick plug for this. This thing is ultra spicy. I know I'm biased, but I think it's the best hot oil on the market. If you want to pick yours up, just go to mikeshotoil.com. I think this is by far the best fish and chips I have. The crunch is just unbelievable. Add some of this stuff, give the fish and chips some more acid. Everything is just better with some malt vinegar. This is a hard to beat chippy. Really like it. Fish and chip shop I'm going to today, Hobsons. This place consistently shows up on lists about the best fish and chip places in London. Fortunately, got here about an hour before they closed. They're out of tables. Gonna try to grab a box and find myself a corner.
A few minutes later.
Looks about as good a spot as any. First time I'm eating this in a takeout box. And the third type of fish I'm trying today, haddock and chips. In this place, they asked if I wanted salt and vinegar before they closed the box, so said yes, so salt and vinegar is already applied. Tartar sauce is 1 pound extra. This is the haddock. Fried perfectly golden brown. Look at this, beautiful. Box was closed for maybe about 30 seconds, so the crunch should be retained as much as possible. Beautiful, flaky white meat, golden brown crust. The fish is definitely smaller than at Audley's. The thickness of the crust seems to be in between Audley's and Poppie's. This is really, really nice. Really good amount of crunch. Add some of the tartar sauce. Yeah. Very good amount of crunch. I feel like the batter is a little more greasy than Poppie's, and the fish itself is not as tender as a cod, but I feel like you get more of the mild sweetness from the haddock. Wow. This thing's got a super nice crunch to it. Chips, beautifully soft and fluffy on the inside. Nice subtle crunchy shell. You can definitely tell why this thing is always voted as one of the best fish and chips in London. Well, that was a fun fish and chips filled day. Tried 4 different fish and chip places, and each one pretty unique from each other. I think the best crunch was at Poppie's, and the best fish for me is at Ollie's. The fish was the most succulent, the most tender, but I think the best overall, at least for me, was Mayfair Chippy. The fish had a remarkable crunch. It was juicy, the dipping sauces were delicious, the chips were great. I can definitely see why they're on the Michelin guide. And of course, there's so many fish and chip places all around London. So next time I'm back, we'll go do this again. As always, I'll place that went to list down below for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.